during it's nasty, but then after the fact.
Yeah. Which is, I guess, like when people use the word rebirthing, you know, it's a bit like that. Like you kind of feel more alive afterward and more loose, and your spirit's inhabiting your body better. Without all this, there's all this tension. To me, it's like a straitjacket that you wear, you know.
It's like a 10.
Yeah, I'll go easier. How's that? Okay. Like I'm literally like look at the
pain.
Oh,
it's
I
like
know.
Going straight
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Oh, can you just touch on the toe?
Definitely more empathy for all of them. She's not gonna look at those videos the same way ever again. You know, she's gonna be, oh shit, I fucking. You know.
I understand.
I understand.
I understand that. Yeah.
Okay, so this is gonna be kind of intense. Yeah, exactly. Remember, I was saying your little toes kind of messed up. Yeah. For want of a better word. We have more words in Australian. I mean, Australian language has some very good, yeah. Australian language tends to be quite colorful, you know? Oh, yeah. So I'm going to, again, stretch that up and then kind of come in gently here because it's so tight.
Yeah.
And then just start to...
Doesn't feel gently, though.
Yeah, I know, but you can... And then just caress like that slight distance there. Let her breathe a bit and go easy. You can see just the amount going on between here, 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 and here is intense.
Yeah, it feels it.
So I'm doing that diagonal as well, just to see how much tension's in there. Quite a bit.
Sorry.
Oh, that's it. Feel free to make whatever noises you want.
It's just because it gets just that so far that it is that threshold that just goes.
Yeah. That's right. And I'm trying to get. I'm working you now, like kind of near your threshold, so that I can get maximum results. But you know, sometimes if we go above, we just got to moderate that and go a little bit lower, or go slower, so that we allow your breath to catch up. Because if the breath doesn't catch up, it gets more overwhelming. So I'm even going to go so gentle now. I'm not even supporting the back. Support a little bit with that area there, but she's so charged in here. I'm going a bit deeper, but I'm hitting her threshold, so I can ease that pressure off. Almost to the point I'm just sort of holding it there, letting her breathe. Yeah. We'll let her have her toe back for a minute, you know?
That's because it shot it straight.
Oh, yeah.
It just shoots it straight.
It's so tight that as that releases, oh no, believe me, I understand.
Holy. My foot feels dead.
Like, what the hell did you do?
Yeah.
Where have you taken me? But I like it at the same time.
Yeah, that's exactly. I think that's what it's doing.
Yeah. Like, I've never had anything like this.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's like hell, but then I feel so good. So now I'm just coming in that back. Again, this is like what I'd call a first run over, just to sort of do each of the areas on her toes. Let her feel what's going on, and I get a much better idea of what's going on, how stubborn some of the toes are, and the tension, and yeah. But that little toe definitely is tight. And I'll just come back and see which toes are going to move. Now I can get some broader tools. Just like there's no way I've loosened her toes, but I've got 10 or 20% out, which I'm happy. And I might come into her foot just to give her a bit more with the deeper toe. Yeah, a break. Bottom little toe band is extremely tight as well. So I'm thinking about using a broader tool like that to get in there. 10 or 20% out further up. But if I've only got 10 or 20% out of the toe, I'm not going to get 100% out. Okay, so I just, whatever, when I start going deeper into the bands or following them down, I'm not expecting to get full releases if I haven't released there. But I may as well take out that 10 or 20%. It's kind of like I was talking about the analogy of cleaning a window. Sometimes you got to get some layers of dirt off to be able to see what's more stubborn.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want to do here. Nothing, I'm not trying to go for perfection. I'm just trying to get some layers of the dirt off. Took you 48 years to get this foot this tight?
Yeah, so it's naturally going to take
Yep.
time to release it.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot be done in one day.
No, not usually. I mean, I probably could, but I don't think you could.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Yeah, I could get very enthusiastic and get into it, but no, it's not. It's... So, like I said, we're working at the pace that your breath can handle, and your body and your mind, and you got to be willing. Like if there's emotion held in there that's anchored in here, you also got to be willing to look because it'll come up.
Oh, okay.
This is like a truth serum,
right?
It's kind of like, and if you're not ready for that, then you're going to resist it, you know, and you'll just go, oh, I don't want this, you know.
Okay.
So, not that I'm saying that I don't think you're like that, but I'm just saying for a lot of people are.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, so just coming in again, just coming into a little bit more into here. Yeah, it's just so so tight back there. So I'll just do moderate pressure here.
Moderate.
With this. Yeah, I won't. That's so tight that I kind of. Yeah, I might even just use my fingers. Because you're getting so dramatic.
I am so dramatic, I know. I can feel it. Oh my God, it is so dramatic. Oh dear.
Yeah. And again, I can move the joint side to side by supporting below the joint and moving that joint just to get some flexibility and then coming right into there. And that's the one I was saying feels so stiff.
Yeah, it feels it.
Yeah. But just getting that opening rather than let it calcify or whatever the term is and become stiff, you know?
Yeah.
You don't want stiffness. And a lot of people think stiffness is part of aging. It's kind of like, oh, well, I'm just getting old.
Yeah.
It's like, no, you are getting old, and yes, we have natural things that are associated with aging.
Yeah.
But there's the aging of the body and there's the aging of the tension, and they're not the same, because if you get your tension out, then you're not going to have aging of tension. You're just going to have the aging of the body.
Yeah, that's right.
Which means usually that the body will live long. You'll be able to inhabit it for a longer period of time.
And be more
and more comfortable with it.
Mobile.
Yeah, exactly. More mobile, and you know, because they always say once you lose your mobility, it's downhill. You know, and your mobility is associated with your feet.
Yeah.
You know. So,
100%.
You know what I mean? So we got to keep your feet. Get rid of all this tension, and you're going to feel amazing.
Yeah.
You know, and it might take 10 hours.
Getting there.
It's just getting there. There's that slight feeling of discomfort during the process. If you notice that,
Slight, you reckon?
I'm not sure if you noticed it. Yeah, but there is, it can be there. It's not in everybody.
Not the word
That's right. Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah, I'll give you my dictionary later.
Gentle. I've got the dramatic book.
That's right. Yeah. All right, so we're starting to get there, and again, I can come in and just start to now. So as I was saying with reflexology, to me, I start with the toes.
Yeah.
And if I've got the toes loose, then I can start to move this trapped energy from the toes upward. If I don't have the toes loose, then I come in here and it's anchored here. It's just not going to shift. It's just going to be more like an uncomfortable. So how I describe good and bad pain. Good pain is where I'm bringing awareness to an area, but you're able to breathe into it and release it. Bad pain is where you're bringing awareness to an area and you're not releasing it. Okay. There's other forms of bad pain, like but that's, so if I come up and I start working in here and it's anchored in here and I overwork it here, that's bad pain. Yeah. Because you're not releasing it from the anchor.
Yeah, exactly right.
And you can see how anchored it is between here and here, Even then, it's still quite charged. And once this is loose, this won't hurt.
Well, I hope not.
Yeah.
It does now.
Yeah, it does now because it's tight. Because you've got your 48 years. And we're doing what we call excavation. So we're getting rid of like 48 years worth of tension and wear and tear on these feet. And then we can follow this band up. So then as we come up, we can start to then follow these bands up. We can follow the big toe belly. But like I say, I'm spending 70% of my time here because if I've released this will just be easy. It'll just move like butter melting, you know? Yeah. And usually it's not a case of I've released this like some absolute thing. It's usually a case of I've got 10 or 20% out. Let's get the 10 or 20% out here. Get them back in for another session until, let them, you know?
Let them recover from that.
Yeah. And also, like, you know, you've really got a good idea of what's going on each of these toes. You've got a much better idea of your toes, and I've got a good idea so I can plan my future treatment. It's like always the first treatment, I call it the hi, how you going, nice to meet you treatment. And we're sort of toing and froing, and of course it's different, you know, with students of mine, they've got more knowledge. But if you got somebody straight off the street who knows nothing, you know, you've really got to kind of, you got to meet them where they're at.
Going straight in and doing that.
No, so you ease off 10 or 20%, where it's a little bit uncomfortable, but it's not, you know, you're not working them, you're not going to get as effective, but you're so, but
at the start.
That's right.
To build
it.
To build them up.
Yeah,
to the,
but what you are doing is going, oh wow, can you feel that? That's so stiff.
I can.
So you're building that thing of you've got a problem here.
Yeah.
See, that's the key thing. Instead of I'm hurting you, it's you've got a problem here. Can you feel that? Because I'm like, wow, that feels stiff.
Well, and actually I do that with my massage when I'm massaging people. I'm like, I run my hand over something, I'm like, oh, can you feel that?
Yeah.
And I go, oh, yeah, I can. Yeah.
Even if you know, what you're doing is you're saying, I detect a problem here. And do you know, maybe sometimes they don't feel it because maybe their nerves aren't working. You know, it's quite possible. But mostly you're going, you got to get that person out of that frame of mind. Oh, he's just, wow, that really hurts. He's hurting me. That's a red flag. I never want people to be thinking that. I don't even like people joking about that because I'm not doing this to hurt people because that's implying that I've got some sort of masochistic tendencies, right? Whereas this is hard work. I'm doing this to help people. So what I'm trying to do is go, well, there's a problem here, you know?
Yeah, right.
And then I want you to agree so that we're on the same page. And then we go, well, okay, how are we going to work to get this loose?
Yeah.
And we're going to work at your pace. There's no point in me working over it. But there's also, if I go too light, I'm doing nothing.
Yeah.
Right? You see, so there's that balance. I could be doing this.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt.
Yes, it does.
Really?
Yes.
Even that pressure hurts?
Yeah, that was
Wow.
hurting. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially there. Like even me just touching it. It's like it feels.
Well, you're what I call like kind of supercharged in there. But also I want. So what I'm wanting to do is bring awareness that this is a problem, you know, that you don't want to have as you age.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Because this isn't going to get better, this is going to get worse. It's only going to get worse. It's going to get worse, right? Yeah. So I want to convey to you the importance of getting rid of tension. Yeah. And that's what I want to, when I'm dealing with a yellow light in particular, which is kind of most people, I need
to... They want to feel better, but they could be scared.
Because if they're here just to make them feel nice, that's like a sensual massage. That's not really what I do. I'm here to help you get rid of your tension,
that's right?
Yeah. That's a different field entirely. But what I'm trying to do is help them in the long term. You know, it's not just some short term, ooh, this feels so nice, you know? Like some people have that idea about massage, you know? And that's fine. That's a different field of massage.
That's why I want to have the different, because some people just want that time out for just that. It's not even this sort of, it's more like but it's just, I think it's just more the touch and the time out. That's really all it is. Just gives them that permission to just. And
that's legitimate. And there's times where I feel like that too, and I don't feel like deep excavation, and I understand that.
You just want that.
But at the same time, for the long-term benefit of your health,
that's exactly right.
You should get rid of this tension.
100%. Yeah.
And we can do it slow.
You're going to keep getting that tension until you get.
And it's going to get worse, and then you're going to have arthritis, and you're going to be as stiff as some people are when they age, and you're going to feel like shit. You know. So the question then comes down to also like, okay, how quick do you want to get better? But also, it's my, you know, as a therapist, it's my time as well, right? So I could do this in 20 or 30 hours, or I could do it in 60, but then you've got to pay me for my time, so it's also going to cost more.
Exactly.
Right? So that's all the things that a person needs to consider. You got to consider, you know, and it's like, well, no matter what, you're always going to be working only below. A person has a natural ability what they can deal with.
Yeah.
You can't avoid that. A person could go, I want to get, sometimes people try and do that. I still want to get better, but
yeah,
you
but
can't, the body's not ready. You got to breathe it, you know. So it's not always, sometimes I meet people that are got even a stronger desire to get better than their body will allow. The pace, it's in the mind. So all of that needs to be considered, because once somebody, again, and this is almost like a taste test where you now can, and that's why sometimes I don't mind just doing one foot, because now you've got something to compare to.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah.
And after this treatment, you'll be able to kind of go, well, this is what I was like. And this should just feel better. Like I said, I would be surprised if you came up with any bruising.
Yeah.
And if it's just little minor ones, I'm not.
I don't think I will, because I can generally feel when I'm going to get when whatever's happening is going to give me a bruise.
And I'm kind of pretty good at not bruising people.
I don't think I will.
I don't think you will either.
Because it doesn't feel like that. Yeah, it's not that sort of pain.
If
that makes sense. It's not bruisey pain.
No, it's not.
That is alley pain.
Yeah, and that's that band that is coming up through here.
Oh my! See, that's being dramatic, isn't it?
Well, I kind of think it's quite good to be dramatic because it releases the energy. I always say, like when I was doing treatments and not teaching, but I go, I had three drama queens, 2 silent achievers. Couple of different people are different, but it's actually. Unless they're faking the drama. A couple times I've had people that fake drama, fake emotional, and that's fucking weird shit. But
it just looks really dramatic.
Yeah.
It looks like it's overdone. Like,
yeah.
Because I don't. Yeah. Anyway, carry on.
Yeah. But it's better to release than because if you hold on, like say you've got emotion trapped that's associated with this tension. If you hold on to the emotion, you'll push back against it. But if you let it out, like if it's anger, you scream, but never take the anger out on the therapist.
No, 100%. That's exactly right. That's what I said. I would never would. But no,
I encourage people just to scream out, and because I've had a lot of anger in my life, and I'll just scream into the air, or I'll later punch a punching bag or something like that.
I don't think I've got. Well, I probably do have anger, but I think I have more sadness.
I think it's sadness,
and I've got.
I think that's what I detect with you. It's sadness.
It's a lot of, I've got a lot of
deeper
hurt. I've got a lot of hurt from people, but just in general. And I think that's
what I feel.
Because I'm not an angry person. I prefer to laugh and.
I think it's sadness with you.
And I have and that's why I went to my healing circle, and it did help me a lot.
That's why I think crying is good for you.
No, well, crying sucks balls, so.
Because you feel vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that you've been taught vulnerable, and you're scared of your own vulnerability and all that kind of stuff.
And I think I'm scared that I don't know how to stop it. If it starts.
Because it's out of control.
I don't. If it starts, I don't know how I would stop. And so I just go, what, it's not going to happen.
No. What will happen is it's a volume thing. It's just like a mathematical thing.
You just run out of it?
Yeah. It'll go. The experiences will come out, and then you'll just feel clean. Kind of like tears are like windscreen wipers on a car.
You know what I call? How funny is that? I call the little spray uppy things. I call them tear jars.
Yeah. And eventually your windscreen's clean, but you need a bit of water. Like, you know what I mean?
Tear jars.
Yeah.
That's quite funny.
Because it's not just water; it's saline, it's different things that clean. But I think it cleans your vision. Because a lot of the time, after people cry, they feel clearer. In their vision, and in their perspective on life and everything. So I think crying is really healthy. In fact, most people who have studied crying agree that it's very healthy. There's nothing unhealthy about it. It's like the person that came up with the idea, I think, this is how I see it. In particular, in the army and places like, when you think about the British, because the British are like keep the stiff upper lip, and we think we're often, a lot of us are from British culture.
My dad is.
Yeah. And in Britain, they wanted to keep their army like just obedient, right?
Yeah.
When you cry, you get in touch with your heart. You actually get in touch with who you really are. They don't want people to cry because they don't want people in touch with their heart. They want the working class to obey the ruling class, especially for soldiers. Because when they colonized everywhere, if the soldiers suddenly went, I don't want to kill that person, then they couldn't colonize, they couldn't control. So if you teach people not to be in touch with your heart, they're much better at being controlled. And that was the difference between, I think, Polynesian warriors and British, even in New Zealand and stuff like that. Like, it's kind of like when you, and then they all come out traumatized, like a lot of the men, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
From the army. Because they're taught not to trust their feelings, but to trust what the officer, the ruling class.
Yeah.
And when you think about the monarchy and when you think about the upper class British, they don't have people's best interests at heart. When they invaded, they invaded half the world, right? They invaded India. They outlawed Ayurvedic medicine because they saw it as, they invaded America, they invaded Australia, New Zealand, they just wanted profit and they wanted to exploit the people and take the natural resources, right? They weren't caring about the people so much. I mean, that's why Aboriginal society is so messed up, I mean, they were also quite like fake about their like politeness. That's what I learned about having British. My mom was British, and I was talking to you about how my mom and my uncle had that thing, and a lot of the British politeness stuff is just fake. Even like the way they would poison native people, would give them a blanket that had smallpox in it. They knew it. You know what I mean? To white people. So a lot of their treaties,
That's horrible.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. A lot of it, but that's where I think a lot of the men shouldn't cry, and they've tried to define who a man is, right? And it's come down through this. You should be like this to be a man, because then we can control you. See, a man or any person, doesn't have to be a man, a woman too. A woman or a man who's in touch with their heart, they're not controlled. And you can't tell me how I should be psychologically.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
And that's where I think it is, and that's where I think our society's so messed up. And then I think a lot of men have been and women. It's not just men, but it's predominantly with men because of the army. And it's a different armed force. See, when you look at even, like I said, Polynesians and they're fighting and other people, they were more or less, they were more like people in touch with their hearts and warriors that fought for the right reasons rather than this hierarchical structure. The British are very hierarchical when you look at the class system. The monarchy, look, monarchy at the head, then you've got the upper classes, and in the British Army, for a long time, to be an officer, it wasn't about being qualified, it was about you had to be in the upper class. So the officers then were in control of what they called the men, right? Or the soldiers.
Yeah.
And you look at even World War I, and like the Queen Victoria was a cousin of Kaiser Wilhelm, who was a cousin of the Tsar Nicholas, and all these guys are fighting. And then you look at, like, there's that movie out about my grandfather. He was in the British Army, and he fought in all those ones.
My father was a brigadier in the
Was he? Oh, yeah. And World War I was such a stupid war, and they had that, there's that movie at the end of 1914 where the British and the Germans and the French or Scottish got all together and played a game of football. And they're starting to go, why are we fighting this war? You're a mechanic and you have kids. Oh, show me a picture of your kids.
Exactly.
But it was the officers then who said, you cannot do that. You cannot fraternize with the enemy, they called it.
Because they're their enemy.
Because,
they're not even their enemy.
That's
they're
right.
Their
they're
enemy.
their enemy. Yeah, and it's about control. And there's no love.
Yeah, it's quite funny because my dad, he was born in South Africa, but he was a Pom.
Yeah.
And my mum was German.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm actually a first generation Aussie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a 7th generation Aussie that was born in Canada.
It's so funny, you're a 7th generation Aussie and you got the bloody accent.
Yeah. I never came to Australia till I was, because my dad left. So my dad had
Were you born here?
No, I was born in Canada.
Ah.
My dad had a problem with the Australian, because the Australian, so he joined the army when he was 16 in England and went to like Duntroon and became an officer. And they changed it. When he joined up, he had to stay until he was 25. So he got 4 years worth of university and had to stay in for 5 years. So he would have been out when he was 25. They changed the law to say all officers had to stay until retirement age. And he took him to court, and he had this whole thing. And then he met my mom when he was in, so he was stationed in New Guinea in the Australian Army, like protecting against, And my mom was on the flying doctor service. She was like a midwife, delivering babies in New Guinea because she was a nurse, and she was more into peace and the Martin Luther King. And so when he did that, he ended up leaving Australia because of I think didn't like how the government went back on his contract. All the other officers supported him, and so they went to Scotland, into England, and my sister was born there, and then my dad was doing engineering, and my brother was born in Scotland. They only lived there for a year, and then they moved to Canada, and I was born just after they moved there. Lived there until I was 8, so I'm a first generation Canadian.
Wow.
But then my dad always, like, after 8 years in Canada, he was sick of the snow.
Oh yeah, too cold.
Too cold, you know. And being an Aussie, you know what I mean? It's like, it's pretty miserable.
Completely different.
Yeah. And he wanted to come back to Australia, but then we ended up going to Africa and America, and then we came back here when I was 14. So,
Wow.
so I was influenced by it. But
It's good that you've seen everywhere though. Like,
yeah, I've enjoyed it. So that's just the way I was brought up, and so I can't identify with one culture.
No,
Like,
that's exactly right.
if I go back to Canada, I don't really feel Canadian.
Yeah, no, you're not really any.
No.
You're just a world.
I'm just a world. Yeah, that's right. And I kind of just like, and I kind of see good and bad. Like I see certain things that I like about certain cultures, you know?
It's the same as these different modalities.
Yeah,
You just
that's
take
right.
This from that one and
Bit
that
of
one
this and I do that.
And I'll just make my own.
That's
so
right.
If you, wherever you go, just say, this is now this one,
That's
and we'll just go there.
Yeah.
Make our own country. That sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, exactly. Like my favorite thing about Australia after living, I moved here when I was 14. I was here for a little while when I was 10, but the whole idea of mateship, you know, where it was kind of people against the government, you know, like mates were more important than government. And back then it was kind of like, even the people in the government had to acknowledge that. They're like, oh yeah, man, she'll be right, you know, we'll let you go. People before rules. But then that's changed.
Yeah, it's not like that.
It's not like that, and the younger generation don't really embody that.
They don't even know about things.
Yeah, they don't know about mate, and so it's kind of like, Australian culture is going backward, if you ask me. That's a wonderful thing. I mean, that brotherhood, sisterhood thing.
Yeah, and then you've got people my age who, that's what we want.
That's it, me too.
You care about people. You
Yeah.
know, you're
Before
mates
rules and government, and now it's like government first and selfishness.
So, like, I treat everybody exactly the same. I don't care who you are, where you come from.
Yeah, and
but if you're
anti-class
nasty,
thing, which is,
but if
I like
you're
that
nasty,
too. Yeah. Yeah, so I like that about Australia, but it's definitely more in my generation than it is in the younger ones.
Yeah, it's not Australia anymore. Holy moly! That'll be from the gym.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I am really, really tight in my hips.
Yeah, so these bands. So I'm just following up.
They're like cables.
Yeah. And again, I just want to take away whatever's going to come away nice and easy.
Oh my God.
And I'll come back to your leg, give it some shaking.
It feels all right down the bottom.
Yeah, well, that's because I worked on it for a while, yeah. This will feel better.
I was actually thinking about it while you're
like
playing
fresh
with it. I was
tension.
thinking, it's still sore, like when you're touching it, but it's nowhere near. Maybe it's numb. But
no, it's not. It's actually looser.
It's actually feeling.
Because if I come over here, look at how sensitive you are there.
I nearly kicked you.
Same pressure.
Yeah,
so this one is not numb, right? It's super sensitive.
Yeah.
It's so, my gosh, feeling these joints now compared to this. Look at this.
God,
yeah, look at this. I can move her toes like this, and these ones are just like, oh, it feels so tight, you know? Yeah, like that. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, no.
There's a whole lot more. So
I'm going to walk around in circles.
Yeah. We'll make sure. So now I can follow that up and just do a little bit more on her belly and see whatever's going to release easy. I can still come in and do a little bit more precise stuff. I'm just rocking. And definitely I can go in deeper now than I did at the start because I've done that release work on your leg. But again, I'm only anticipating getting 10 or 20% out of here because that's what I got out of your toes. And it's going to take a bit of time, that's all. It took you this long to get tight?
It's a long time.
Yeah. All right. So